hope you all are doing well, staying home and protecting yourself during our current situation. Like many of you, I am at home kind of bored, so I figured I'd go ahead and make another video. So today I kind of want to talk about how I do my best to stay healthy and clean while working in the hospital as a nurse. And basically just how I avoid getting sick, or at least do my best to avoid getting sick. And I'm not talking about our current, pandemic that's going on. I'm just talking about getting sick in general, because in the year and a half that I've been a nurse, I have not really gotten sick. I haven't had to call out of work with a cold or anything like that. So I just want to talk about some of the things that I do to stay clean and healthy. But first, I do want to say, if you are sick, please make sure you call out of work. You never want to come to work, whether you work in a hospital or wherever, sick if you can help it. Obviously, I know some people can't, which is very unfortunate with our country, with not having paid sick leave. But if you can call out and use some PTO or something like that, please do so, especially if you're working as a nurse, because you never want to take your germs to your patients who are already very vulnerable. I do know that some nurses, at least where I work, I've seen nurses come to work with like a little surgical mask on their face if they have like a little scratchy throat or something like that, which most people are usually fine with. But obviously, if you have a fever or if you're vomiting, call out of work. Please call out of work. That's what's best for you, your coworkers, and your patients. So the main thing that I think that helps me to not get sick while working in the hospital is obviously hand hygiene. I'm constantly washing my hands throughout my shift, whether that's with soap and water or hand sanitizer. So when I first get to work, obviously I have to do my 30-second scrub up to my elbows. And then after that, once I get report, I always make sure I disinfect my work area. So I will get our little sandy cloths, like our little wipes, and I wipe down my computer, I wipe down the phone that I'm assigned, I wipe down my patient's cart, their bed, stethoscope, thermometer, even the hand sanitizer at their bed. I wipe that down. Literally wipe down everything that you can, including pumps too. I also make sure that I always wash my hands before I touch my water bottle or my chapstick, because those things obviously have to touch my mouth. I don't want those to get dirty. And of course, before and after I eat lunch, I make sure I wash my hands. Another super important thing to keep in mind is your PPE. Obviously, we're having some issues right now throughout the country and the world with PPE, but it is super important. You always want to make sure you're using the proper PPE whenever you have patients on isolation precautions, whether that's contact, droplet, or airborne. Always use your PPE. I know a lot of people are just like, oh, I'll be okay, I'm just going to step in the room real quick, but put on a gown if you have to. Put on your gloves, please, especially if you're dealing with like blood or poop or something like that, because let me tell you, there's some people that don't put on gloves. Not me. But so make sure you do put on your PPE. Also, where I work, a lot of times our patients do have to have x-rays taken. So whenever the x-ray tech is ready to, take an image, they will say x-ray. So that's giving us a heads up to take a few steps back so that we're not exposed to the radiation. However, there are times as a nurse where you do have to hold your patient and position them while they're getting their x-ray taken. So I like to make sure that I put on the lead apron to protect my body. Another very important thing that I like to do at the end of every single one of my shifts is to disinfect my phone. We have these little wipes all throughout the unit that we can use on our phones and like different things like an iPad. So I always grab one of those after I clock out and I wipe down my phone, because we are touching our phones throughout our shifts, because sometimes we do have to use our calculator on our phone to make sure we're giving our patients the correct dose, or the right amount of milk, or whatever it is. We have to use a calculator on our phone, so we're touching it throughout our shifts, and it can get pretty dirty. It's pretty nasty, and I don't want to bring my phone home and sit it on my kitchen table or put it on my bed and it has all these germs on it. Like, I cannot. So I always wipe my phone down, and whenever we do run out of wipes and I can't find any, I'm really not too happy about that, but I will come home and I will spray like some Lysol on a tissue and wipe down my phone. I don't know if I should do that or not, but it makes me feel better, because I just need to, I need to disinfect my phone. It gets pretty dirty when you think about it. So I just got home from work and I want to show you guys this cool little bag we got. So we do have disinfectant wipes that we can use on our phones, but they decided to give these bags a try. So you just slip your phone into it and then you seal it with a little sticker. And the cool thing is you can still use it even though it's in the bag, and it just keeps your phone clean. So I thought that was pretty neat. Also, when going to work or leaving work, I have to use the elevator to get to my unit, and I don't like to touch it with my fingers. It's pretty nasty. This is something my mom has been very adamant about ever since I was a little kid. She does not like to touch elevator buttons because when you think about it, so many people are coming in and out of the hospital. So you can always use like a pen or a tissue or something like that to press the button that you need for the elevator. So those are the things that I like to do at work. So now let's talk about a few things that I do when I get home. As soon as I get home, I like to take off my shoes. I don't like to walk around my apartment with my work shoes. That's nasty. And I do not sit down anywhere in my home with my scrubs on. As soon as I come home, I take off my shoes, I take off my scrubs, I wash my hands, and then I take a shower. I always do that. Also, sometimes I will pull up my chapstick and I will sit it down on the counter and spray Lysol all over it because once again, it's something that's touching my lips. I want to keep it as clean as possible. I even wipe it down sometimes at work with our little disinfectant wipes, and I also wipe down my badge. I forgot to mention that you can wipe down your badge with the little wipe too once you're at work. And I spoke about my water bottle earlier, how I wash my hands at work before I touch it. So when I get home, I like to wash my water bottles, wash them in the sink. Sometimes I'll even pour a tiny bit of bleach in there too, just to get it really clean and disinfect anything that's on it. Diet is also very important to staying healthy, so I do my best to eat as many fruits and vegetables as possible. This is something that I really started probably back in November. I've really increased my fruit and veggie intake. I've always been the type of person to drink a lot of water. It's my very favorite thing to drink to keep myself hydrated, but I also do love orange juice too. It has all that vitamin C to boost your immune system. And speaking of immune system, I also do take a few vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, things like that. But obviously before taking vitamins and supplements, you kind of want to talk to your doctor about that. And to get even more vitamin C, sometimes I will take those little emergency packets and put that into my water. That's pretty much it. As you can see, it's mostly all about hand hygiene, keeping my workstation clean, PPE, a healthy diet. If you follow all those things, you should be fine for the most part. So for all of you out there, whether you are working in the hospital or not, just please stay safe, stay home, continue to wash your hands, cover your cough and sneeze, and if you're feeling sick, please stay away from other people. I hope you all found this video helpful, and I hope you all stay healthy out there. Please be safe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a lovely day.